Assalamu alaikum guys and welcome back to another video. It's Ibrahim Muslim and today I'm back with another video on Hackintosh. So this video is on how to get the best hardware for your Hackintosh machines. I will not be discussing laptops in this video because laptops are very less compatible with Mac OS and they are really hard to get a compatible and efficient, fully optimized machine. But on the other hand, you can get a really efficient, highly optimized Hackintosh desktop machine which will do all of the works a real Mac can do. So let's start with the basic hardware requirement of a Hackintosh desktop machine. There are 4 different things a Hackintosh works best on. So number 1 is a Hackintosh machine will work best with an Intel CPU instead of an AMD CPU. It will work best with an AMD graphics card instead of NVIDIA or even Intel. And it will work best with a Gigabyte motherboard. There are many different motherboards which are compatible with a Hackintosh machine, but the one which work best for Hackintoshes are Gigabyte motherboards. And then there are SSDs and different hard drives and stuff which is almost compatible with almost all the Hackintosh machines. But for Wi-Fi, this is the 4th part. For the Wi-Fi, it works best with Apple's original Broadcom cards. So now let's discuss Hackintosh hardware in bit detail. I will be giving you 3 hardwares details for 3 different systems. So let's start with a build of the lowest budget. It will be compatible with the latest Mac OS 10.15 and it will support almost all the features of a Mac OS Catalina if you buy all the compatible parts with it. So the number 1 step is getting a CPU. The best CPU and the most budget CPU which will work almost excellent with your Hackintosh is an Intel 4th generation CPU. So I have an Intel 4th generation CPU with me. It's i5 4590 and it will cost you about $80 or $80 to $100 in today's market. Then you will have to get a Gigabyte Z87 or Z97 motherboard with it. And if you want to buy a low budget graphic card, an AMD RX 560 is highly compatible with macOS Catalina and it is very cheap. You will be able to get it close to $80 as well. And then for memory and hard drive, you can get DDR3 memory from almost all the vendors there, and you can get any hard drive and SSD. And in the end, if you want really good Wi-Fi connectivity and Bluetooth connectivity, and you want Apple's continuity and hands-off to work, you have to buy Apple's Broadcom Wi-Fi card. So I will list all the details on this side of the screen, and you will be able to get the prices and the list, and I will add the links in the description below so you can buy those hardware as well. So this was the lowest budget machine which will work with the latest macOS Catalina and will support all the features of macOS 10.15.4. Now let's move to a medium budget machine. In medium budget machine, you will be needing an Intel's 8th generation or a 7th generation processor. The 6th generation is also supported, the 5th generation is also supported, but I won't recommend you those because the price difference is negligible. So let's start with an 8th generation processor and an 8th generation motherboard and also an AMD RX 580. Right now I have a couple of 8th generation processors with me. So this is the Intel i3 8100. This is one of the cheapest 8th generation processor you can get and it will be close to $100 or $110. Then you can get a motherboard which will be somewhat like this. This is an 8th generation Intel motherboard and it's H87 HD3. I have the drivers and EFI of this motherboard in my Patreon and on my Google Drive. The link for those files is in the description below. You can check that out as well. And then we will needing an RX 580 with this. RX 570 will work as well, but RX 580 is like a medium budget graphic card. It will cost you about $160, $170. And the motherboard I showed you will be costing you about $100 and $112. $120. So now let's move to a highest budget system. So one of the highest budget system with 100% compatibility of a Hackintosh will be Intel i9 processors of the 9th generation. There are X299 CPUs which are really powerful and are highly compatible, but they are not as good compatible with the Hackintosh machines as these Intel 9th generation CPUs are. You will need custom DST and other patches for X299 CPUs to work, and you have to modify them with each upgrade the Mac OS comes with. So it's really unreliable and you cannot upgrade so easily. but on these Intel 8 and 9 generation processor, you can easily upgrade, and the compatibility is really high compared to all other systems. So let's go to the hardware of a highest budget system. A high budget system will basically include an i9 9900K or KF, or even i9 8700K. These processors are really powerful and are highly compatible. With i9 9900K, I will recommend you a motherboard like Z390 Arous Ultra, or there are a couple of other compatible motherboards as well. So Z390 Gaming SLI is also a compatible one motherboard. Z370 Arous Gaming 7 also supports i9 9900K and 8700K. Even though it's an 8th generation motherboard, you can get this one a bit cheaper compared to an Arous Ultra with a Z390 chipset, but it's a really powerful motherboard as well. With these powerful CPUs and motherboards, I will highly recommend you to get a AMD VEGA GPU. There are a couple of different variants in VEGA GPUs. The one right now I'm using is an Asus Radeon. It's a Radeon 64, it's a VEGA 64 by Asus, and it's a very powerful GPU as well. You can get an AMD Frontier Edition GPU as well with a 16 gigabytes of memory, and it is really recommended for those who do like proper 4K video editing or RAW video editing. But with those with less demanding applications and video editing, our VEGA 64 is a very powerful. I will add the details on the left side of the screen as well, and the links for those specific hardware will be available in the description below. So that was the basic tour for the hardwares you can get for a Hackintosh machine, starting from a low budget to a highest budget machine. There are hundreds of different components and hardwares which are compatible with Hackintosh machines and which are compatible with Mac OS, Catalina and older versions. I will be describing those in the coming videos, so stay tuned for that as well. I will also be building a low budget machine from start to end, and I will provide all the hardware and the software details for that. And then we will move to a medium budget machine, and I will provide all the medium budget hardware as well as the software you will need to build the machine. And it will be a complete vanilla build. You won't have to do a single thing if you use those files instead of copy and pasting. And then we will move to a very high-end Extreme Edition Hackintosh machine, and all the details will be provided in those videos as well, and that will be also a vanilla build. So stay tuned for those videos. If you really liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really loved it, then do subscribe the channel. So if you're still here, that means you really love our videos. It will be a great honor to have you on our team and you support us on Patreon. It really helps, and it really helps us make more better videos every day. So that's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. And until the very next video, please take care. Allah Hafiz.